Get on, everybody. I am Reboot George, and this is the first episode of the podcast. Doesn't really have a name. I'm probably not gonna have an intro or anything like that. I've been thinking about doing something like this for a while now. Just that time just kind of flies by, and also I'm not sure what kind of topics or what kind of podcast this is in. But I did wanna just make it, put it out there, have people know about it, or at least be up on the on YouTube at least. So it's not gonna have an intro yet, probably no music or anything. Just another guy on the internet yapping on about whatever on that episode. But this is fun. The reason I want to do this podcast is mostly just to speak a little bit more. I find myself saying a lot of us throughout the day, and I do want to change that. And I think making a podcast where I force myself to think a lot about what are going to be the next things I'm going to be saying, specifically, especially since I'm going to be putting it all online, hopefully not editing it down too much, because again, I want you guys to get the full experience, but also not be that boring as well. So again, I am Reboot George, and as I mentioned, there's no real topics or anything like that. From my previous videos, you've seen that I mostly just collect all video games. Just see over there, I got the little Nintendo 64 collection right there. It's not that big. I don't really have that many games. I do have a little section for the what's it called, the handheld collections. I could talk about the handheld collection I have. It's nothing crazy, but I do have a small little collection. Just collect video games, watch movies, normal kind of guy, the average kind of fellow. I play horror games. I don't know why, because it seems that at night, when usually I record this stuff, it's like a perfect time to play horror games, and I kind of want to play them, and then I just record them. But it's super terrifying. Again, I really hate playing horror games, but I also love it for some reason. I don't know what's the deal with that, but I just really love and hate playing horror games. Yeah, and specifically, mostly, I like having somebody watch me play horror games instead of just playing it by myself. Usually it's my little brother that also, I think he also likes horror games, but he doesn't play them. So, I just imagine somebody else is watching them because they didn't want to play it. And, it's nice to have somebody go through that experience. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. That's mostly what I mostly upload here on YouTube. I do want to upload more about video game collecting, but it's hard to come up with topics, but especially for retro gaming. I don't know, something about the collecting and playing are two completely different things. But we'll see where it goes. I did want to start off with the date. I forgot I should have started that with in the beginning. It's already on shambles this episode. Something else that didn't happen, well, mostly relating to video games, is the new release for the Justice League. Came out a couple of days ago. I've seen that the game hasn't been doing that great. I think it got a 63, 67 kind of rating. I saw on Steam that is doing pretty good. And I personally haven't played the Arkham series. Mostly because back when they were getting released, I just couldn't buy them at the time, and I just never came around to buy them. But I am gonna play them soon enough, mostly because I heard the combat's a lot like Shadow of Mordor, and I love that game. So I'm definitely gonna start playing those out. So I don't have that big of attachment regarding that Batman, but I definitely feel where, like, I saw somebody explain where, imagine they did that with like the new Spider-Man, because I have played those new ones for the PS4 and PS5, where let's say in the next game they make you play the previous games, and then on the next coming game, they make it into a live service sort of game that's, it's always going online, and the whole thing is to kill Spider-Man, which would suck. But I've heard it's because it's not the game people wanted. It's just not the game that people wanted. They wanted action and adventure, which was the previous Arkham games, and they're getting a live service looter shooter. And I guess the main thing to attract people was that it's from the Arkham series. And I've seen only like the beginnings where they really do make a big deal that this was in the Arkham universe from the previous games and the Xbox 360. And it just kind of hits home for a lot of people. But I'm guessing if you do like looter shooters, maybe this is a good one. If not, then well, I'll just wait. I'm not gonna get it right now. I'll just see clips of it, and I'll just wait until I get a good deal on it. Because I think that's what you gotta do. Especially around now, I can't just go buy around brand new games. They're just $70. It's not even $70. It's like unless you buy it digitally, but you can go GameStop or Game Store, and it's like $75 just for the basic model of the game, which sucks. So most of the time now I've been just buying the pre-owned games because they're usually on deal. And there's this huge backlog of games that I have that it's insane. There's so much that I want to do. There's so much that I want to see, like on like pop culture wise, like movies, TV shows, stuff like that. But something about it is just not. There's no time for it. There's no time. You gotta make out. Go out, make that money. And time runs out really fast. Again, I want to get into that Arkham series. Right now I'm playing Far Cry 5 because it's been in my backlog forever. Finally came around to play it. I just finished the John Seed. I just killed him. Well, I just ended that part of the map. Probably gonna head out to Faith. But I do want to play the Far Cry 6. I heard that it's bad, but I've heard that the new games are coming out and they're all bad, and it sucks because people want them to be bad sometimes. So I'll just play it. I got it. I have it. I have the game. It's just there, sitting, collecting dust. So collecting video games and playing the actual video games are like two different hobbies. Mostly because collecting them, it's all fun and games. Going out, finding them on, especially if you find them on a good deal, which I think it's mostly what everybody wants. And putting them up on the shelf, you actually have in the game instead of being digital. Because if they pull it off from online services like Steam recently did with the game, or it's not the Game Pass or anything like that, then you can't play the game, or it's kind of like the same with movies. They might take it off of Netflix, they might take it off of Hulu, whatever it might be, and you can't really watch it unless you have the other service, or you just do something else. And with physically, you don't really have to worry about that. So that's a whole different thing, collecting them, put them up on the shelf, let them collect dust, because there's the other hobby of actually playing the game. And if you have a backlog, that takes forever sometimes. I got Guardians of the Galaxy, the PS5 game, like 2 years ago, or like I got it a couple months after it came out, I think. My little brother gave it to me for my birthday. And I just finished it back in January. I didn't have time to just sit down and play it. It's really fun. That's a really good game as well. Like Guardians of the Galaxy was a really good game. I hope they make another one, something similar to that. Playing the whole video game, that's of course it's time consuming. Something where I would say I sit down to kind of chillax or something like that. For specific games, it's not for every game. It's something that you're actively doing. Well, at least up to that's where I'm at where I play video games. It's not like watching TV and playing a video game are, to me, kind of different, because when I watch TV, I am more relaxed or whenever I'm on my phone as well. I'm just kind of more relaxed than when I'm playing a video game. I think that's mostly due to the activities you have to, you have to pay attention to this. You actually have to, interact with whatever it might be. So it's a whole different hobby. Those two things. That's something I want to mention, mostly because of the backlog I got. So right now I'm playing Far Cry 5. That's really fun. I played the Far Cry games for a while now. Still, as much as people might not like it, I think Far Cry 4 is still one of my favorites. Far Cry 3, I played it. Granted, I did play Far Cry 4 first, and then I played Far Cry 3. And when I was playing Far Cry 3, I was just missing Far Cry 4. And I do want to mention that all the praise that I've seen about Voss and his character and his him as a villain, I don't know, maybe it got overhyped in my opinion. I think it was a little bit overhyped. Maybe I overhyped it with all the the good stuff I've heard about him, but I didn't even think that like it was a crazy villain or anything like that. How what's the name of it? I don't know. Maybe I got overhyped. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting what I got from when I played it, because it didn't seem that he was that big of a threat. The times that we encountered him, we kind of beat him rather easily. I also didn't like the boss fight that much. The acting of it was really cool though. His character was cool, but him being a villain, me seeing him as a threat, I didn't really see him as a big threat, if you know what I mean. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I think it was just a little bit overhyped. He's a cool character, just not what I was expecting. I was expecting, more crazy, more like a lunatic, which he is. He's just not as crazy as I thought he was gonna be. I didn't see that much crazy. So I like Far Cry 4 a little bit more. And I think the next game I'm gonna play after Far Cry 5. Also, I don't know. I have this bad habit of just being able to play one game at a time. I can't be playing multiple games. I don't know. I just, once I finish, I just delete the game and then I put it back in the shelf, and then I'm done with it until I play it later sometime maybe. But I don't know. I just can't be playing multiple games unless it's like a multiplayer game, like the finals recently, or Call of Duty, Apex, something like that. It's not that big a deal. But single player games, I don't know. I just can't play something else. I think I'm gonna do a segue into what I want to talk about for the future of this podcast. Hopefully I'll get more people involved in here instead of y'all hearing me just yap on about. I'll get a couple friends here. Hopefully they'll see the podcast, feel bad for me, and get on an episode. You might know some of them. They're kind of big on Twitch. Well, they're medium size on Twitch, I guess. They're bigger than me, and they're also weird, and we like video games and movie. Again, this podcast, I don't really want to make it just about video games. Sometimes we like talking about other stuff. I like fishing. I like sleeping. I like movies. I like driving. We can talk about other stuff. So we'll see. It's not always gonna be just about video games. I want to do something relevant for more people to watch. We probably definitely will have episodes just regarding video games, but just a little bit more variety in there. And as I mentioned, definitely had more topics, different people, coming and going through the podcast. I'm definitely gonna be uploading this to YouTube. I'll see if I can upload it to Spotify and like Apple Music. I don't know I gotta figure out how to do that. And I might do some more traveling videos, mostly because again, as I mentioned, finding or collecting video games, it's really fun. I don't know, maybe also I gotta start not only just collecting video games, I gotta start collecting movies, because sometimes, oh man, the streaming services right now are terrible. I don't know, I hate having so many, having to I gotta Google where to watch this, because it's just kind of ridiculous right now on how it is. So I just want to start collecting movies, especially the VHS. They're super cheap, and hopefully they don't start spiking the price how they did with video games, because I got Blade Runner, the original one with Harrison Ford, and I've heard that it's a really good movie. I watched it, it was pretty cool, and it was like $5. I got it online. I didn't find it just out and about, but I've been wanting to watch it, and it was like $5, and I have it forever, instead of buying it digitally for $20. Of course, digitally you can watch it anywhere, I guess, but they can always just remove that license to not play it, and it's gone. So I might as well just have it physically. With VHS, it's also gonna be gone in a couple years. They might not work because of the film, so we'll see about that. So I might do like travel vlogs if I travel anywhere, because all I go is to work. Oh, also, this is my workspace. This is it. I have other 2 monitors over here. I work from home, and I go to school, and that's basically it. That's the only place to go, except maybe like Jack in the Box, because that's pretty much it. And we'll see. We'll see where I can take this podcast. If you guys have any suggestions or anything you want to talk about, or if you want to even hop on the podcast, that'll be something cool. Mostly because I don't really know that many people. And it'll be cool to bounce off ideas with different people. I don't think I'll be doing anything live or anything like that, mostly because I don't like doing anything relating to Twitch, or just live in general, mostly because I just say a lot and I just be really nervous on it. So if you guys got any other topics, any ideas, something you want to hear, anything cool, or if you guys want to bash me for liking Far Cry 4, you can definitely leave a comment there. And I think that's pretty much about it. Yeah, I'll try to be posting these so the plan is to be uploading a podcast at least once a week. Bare minimum, it has to be one a week, but I do want to make more throughout the week. So I'll try to be finding time to record and just yap about whatever throughout that day and upload it there. Something I also wanted to talk about is, I'm not sure if anybody else does this, okay, is watch the same show for like 100 times and you can't get sick of it. I have 4 shows that I cycle through, and I've seen them I think I've seen a very minimum of at least 10 times, and I just don't get sick of it. I don't just sit down and watch it. I go crazy if I did that. I just put it on my phone and watch it in the background. And then while I work, while I cook, while I wash dishes, while I do homework or whatever it might be, I just really like having somebody talking, like in a show sense, I guess, in the background, because these shows are they're kind of similar shows, I guess, as The Office. If you guys didn't know, I've watched The Office a lot. People say it's overrated. Some people say it's underrated. I like it. Um, I've watched Parks and Recreations. I watched How I Met Your Mother, and I have watched Friends. And those shows, I just put them on like on cycle. I don't sit down and just watch them. Um, I just don't. I just always use them as background noise for anything I do. So right now I'm watching The Office like for like the billionth time, and once I'm done with it, I'll just move on to probably Parks and Rec, because it's kind of similar with the whole camera thing. And then probably after that, I'll watch How I Met Your Mother, and then go back to Friends. I do that all the time. I don't know if anybody else does that. I'm not sure if it's okay. I'm not sure if it's normal. I'm not that. I want to see if you guys do anything like that. And the reason I like doing something like that is because there's no commitment in my part to sit down and like watch it. Especially like today with shows coming out being like an hour long. I do want to watch it. It's just that at the end of the day, I just kind of don't want to spend a whole hour watching something new. And kind of like focus, and because me, when I watch something, I watch more movies than probably TV shows. When I sit down and watch something, I have to sit down and like watch it. I can't do anything else. I have to watch it from the beginning all the way to the end. I watch whatever the credits. I usually don't skip them. I mean, not the credits, the little intro. And I just gotta put my full attention to it so I can grasp the whatever story it might be or anything like that. And usually with the 1 hour episodes, I don't know. I just after a while I'm like, man, I want to do something else. I wanna play a video game, or I don't know. It's just that commitment for me. It might be attention span maybe. Hopefully it's not. But that's something I want to improve on. This year, just kind of, I'll probably still cycle through those shows. But having watched new shows more more often. My mom, she's nothing like that. She can put on a brand new show that just dropped, and she finishes it maybe in a week. Well, maybe not a week, like 3 days. And then I'll watch it later, and then I talk to her about it, regarding something, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know that happened. I must have missed it," because she also puts it in the background while doing other stuff. But and that's the problem. I wouldn't be able to do that. I have to, like, if I'm gonna watch something brand new, I have to sit down and put my full attention to it. I can't just put it in the background and just do other stuff. That's the way I am with, I guess, music as well. Like with doing homework, I can't put brand new music if I'm gonna be doing something. I don't know. Maybe that's too weird, but hopefully somebody else does that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure somebody has to do it. I'm sure people who watch Friends over and over. I think Friends is cool. I think it's fun. Just to kind of have it in the background. It's nothing like just a sitcom. But yeah, that's something I did want to mention to you guys and see if anybody else does that. And if you do, let me know what shows, because maybe I might be able to get out of the cycle and add something else to the new cycle. But yeah, so I think I'll end it right there. I'll try to make it, short, nice podcast episode. I'll see. This is probably not gonna have like intro or outro or anything like that. Unless you guys wants to have one, maybe later. I'll find. Or we can do that together. You know, I'll find. You guys can. Maybe I'll try to do something where we look up during a recording of this. You know, we find what would be like an intro or something like that. Because you know the pretty cool podcasts have pretty cool intros, and this is a pretty cool podcast. So we'll see what we do with that. That was the first episode. We did it. Hopefully you guys liked it. Again, I know I just some random going on the internet just kind of yapping. But again, I really do hope you liked it. If you did, you know, leave a thumbs up. If you loved it, subscribe so you can see the other episodes, because they're gonna get so much better than this. Better quality, better topics, better host. Again, thank you so much for your time, and you know, just if you're still listening, that's amazing. And well, I really do hope you have a great day. If you're listening to this, I really do hope you have a great day. All right, bye bye.